Okay, so, we're 24 hours later, well, 12 to 14, hours above later. And so now we're going to check our pieces. So we're taking them off the daub. This is what it looks like, that one small coat. So you can see it is all the way around. I'm touching it. It's nice and hard. I'm not pushing on it, but I'm looking to see if my fingerprints, if any kind of fingerprint goes on it. You know right away, if you can see your fingerprint, well, you know it hasn't set. Bottom line. Okay, so my resin is ready. I've already switched it over. And now, again, we're going to put one more thin layer on. Again, we're going to use a drop method. One drop. And now we're going to always put it towards the middle. Now, this is a second coating, so put it towards the middle of your gemstone and work your way out. And remember, on both sides of your spatula, I know you're going to think that you need more, but the more you put, the more it's going to go under, it's going to drip, which isn't the end of the world. I mean, honestly, it's not. You can absolutely figure that out. I've done it a billion times, but this is the best way to do a perfect gemstone. And again, all the way I've brought it to the edges, and again, I'm going to give it one more coat after this anyway. 3 coats, that seems to be the magic. And honestly, it really depends on how well you've processed your gemstone. If you have buffed it, cut it, trimmed it well, set it well flat, then you know what? You're going to be good to go. Maybe even 2 coats, or even 1 coat, depending on how thick you want to put it. Again, 1 drop in the center, working my way out. And if you think that it's not enough, then again, if you're going to add, you're just using that drop method, and you're always letting that drop go. That actually might even be a little too much. We might get a drip on this one, we'll see. But either way, like I say, it's not the end of the world. We'll show you how to fix it. And you're using the light, like I say, when you're rotating the gemstone, you're using that light to show you anywhere that you're missing resin. Rotate it a few times, looks good, it's all the way to the edges. And again, I'm right to the edge every time. Excess flame, get all those bubbles out. And again, on the second coat, you've already checked to see if you've got bubbles on the surface. And so for your second coat, you're not too concerned with bubbles, although any bubbles from your resin, that's what you're concerned with. But you're not concerned with more bubbles coming from the actual stone itself, the aragonite. Because it's sealed. It's totally sealed right now. Oh, look at this gemstone. This gemstone is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, I know I'm going to have to use another drop on this. And again, you're pulling the resin together and you're creating a pool almost. You're filling in all the holes, keeping it as level as possible. Now, I'm going to only use a half on this one because again, too much is too much. I've seen it drip over the sides. Do not pour your resin. In this application, this is for gemstones. There are many applications, of course, you can pour your resin. I absolutely understand that, but for this is the only way to do it if you really want solid results. It's going to look amazing. Okay, all the way around using the light, and I can see some bubbles in there, and so flame instantly goes away. Rotating it and then setting it. And again, I'm putting it in my system as flat as possible. I'm going to rotate that to get that out of the way. I can already see that my resin is starting to get thicker. So it's starting to set. And so with this resin, you've got about an hour, maybe hour and a quarter tops. And that all depends on what the temperature is in your room. So we're at 77 degrees, so probably around 26, 27 degrees Celsius for the Canucks out there. So, and I'm gonna just put one more half drop on this. and using the light to fill it in. And you know, I love every stage, but you know, now you're really starting to see that color because the resin has filled all those edges that you've created. You've created your pool on top, and now you're actually really able to see the star of the show, which is the gemstone itself. And all those designs coming out. And again, I'm level, and we're going to make sure these are all level at the end before I walk away. Because if you don't, it's going to drip everywhere. Now, I took a full drop for this one, because we know a half drop is roughly, under say 3/4 of a square inch or something like that per drop. And so you look at your gemstone, and you can kind of go from there. Your second coat, because you have resin on it, of course, your resin is going to spread a lot easier because it's on top of itself now. It's not on a rough surface. So now, and again, this is key, especially for the third application, is really not to overdo it because it will drip under and then it's not perfect. And again, I just love making perfect Ammolite gemstones. Okay, so I'm using the light. I can kind of see a little bit of a divot there. We might put a tiny bit of resin here to fill that little hole in the middle, that slight little hill, and then we're going to flame that. The flame will also melt out the resin a bit, and it'll spread it out, so you'll be able to see those benefits. And again, look at those colors, this beautiful purple. Okay, so it's over before it begins. It's just, I love this stuff. Okay, so now I'm physically looking directly at the gemstone, vertically or horizontally this way, to make sure that it's level. And again, I'm going to take one more little flame over everything just to make sure. And now these are set, my temperature's set. And so now it is going to be another 14 to 16 hours, 12 to 14, 16 hours. We're going to do one more coat, and then they're done. So stick with me here. Get ready to go.